Hey there, it's Kelly Donahue Piro, your favorite industry best friend. Well, I'm here to let you know that you've done something great for your agency by joining and listening in on our podcast or watching our YouTube channel. I just want to remind everybody that we're here to help. So if you need anything, drop a comment, go to our website, hang out with our chat, or just contact us. There's a problem in your agency, I got solutions, right? I like to think of it, you got a problem, I'll solve it. But let's get into the content today so that you can improve your awareness and knowledge of solutions that exist to the agency's core challenges.
How do we really help the client understand what a good policy looks like and why? And I think a lot of agents struggle with even explaining insurance in plain English.
When you call them, it's about how their life has changed and what insurance they need. When they call you, you've got no shot at increasing coverage because they're pissed off about rate. So this is a very special podcast, everybody. We are in the throes of our retention launch. We've just updated, upgraded, made mystical and magical our how agencies can retain accounts training. And I've asked everybody to come here with their favorite strategy of how practical ways to retain customers. So you get to hear, like, from the four of us, which one's our absolute favorite. I'm going to go last because many people on here are betting what mine is, and you probably already know. So, Gina, what is your favorite way to help retain customers?
I really like to take a minute and think about how we're going to stop a cancellation. So we may get calls from clients, whether it's a medium line client or one of our top tier clients, and they want to cancel. So we need to take a step back and come up with a plan to converse with them and really work to keep them in the agency. So first and foremost, let's take a look to see if we want to keep them. Do they meet our agency standards? Are they a habitual non-pay client? Do they have a loss history? What are we really looking at? And then ask the client why they're leaving. We don't know what we're working with until we ask them. Is it price? Is it service? Was there a big life change? So then we know how to navigate our path from there. And then lastly, I think we always need to get a copy of the new policy. Is it 100% necessary to cancel? No. But do we want it to identify gaps in coverage and then educate the customer on what they're actually getting? It's easy to just strip everything down and save a few $100s, but is that what the client needs and actually wants?
Well, I think that's so huge because we always tell people just ask for the just make it normal and natural, and we'll get some pushback. Nobody will give it. And I'm like, did you ask? Because if I wasn't in insurance and you just said, I need proof of your new insurance, I'd be like, okay, here you go. Like, I wouldn't know any different. And then a lot of times you look and you see this other policy is garbage. And now you can save an account, or at very least you learn about a market that's really competitive that you need to keep your eye on. So it's really win-win. And if people fight you and they're like, I don't want to give that to you, just say, I'll document your file that you would like me to do this based on your verbal request, and that you're on the hook for any gaps. And then some people will be like, yes. Like, okay.
I don't do it.
It stink. Bye, bye, bye. When they stay, move on to the next one. But a lot of times when you're going to get that policy, you're going to find some things that are missed that the other team members don't see, right? How about you, Sarah? What do you think?
I think that a lot of times people get this perception that great service only really matters at renewal. Or it's like, this is the opportunity where it's like people could be shopping, but a lot of times we have interactions with people and, like, in the middle of that 6-month period, we're just like, this is it. This is it. It's over. It's like, we really need to understand that every single interaction that we have with the client is an opportunity to really wow them. And in a lot of job postings, we see great customer service skills wanted, but that means something different to everybody. So I think we have to inspect what we expect. And so reviewing your service team's calls and listening for things like tone or their understanding of coverages so that they can send these really awesome alley-oops over to the sales team are really important. because it's really interesting how when we talk to clients, again, every opportunity, whether it's just a simple question or they want their ID cards, if we're really giving them great service and presenting ourselves with smiles on the phone, or we have headsets, how we answer the phone, how we provide our greeting, all of these things do make lasting impressions on our clients. So if your team needs soft skill training or they just need some guidance, we have several resources available here at APP to kind of get people on the right track as well.
I love that. Well, and I also think too, nobody wants to buy this product. So now we have to be like cool. You know, like nobody wants to go to the dentist, but if your dentist is cool, it makes it a lot better. And so I always just think that, by nature, you just need to make sure your customer feels appreciated and that we don't sell this product. But I'll tell you what, on the days people have claims, they're awful glad that we are here and that we did it the right way. But then it's also counterbalanced because nobody wants to rate people with claims. So our most grateful clients, we don't want. No, I'm just kidding. How about you, Stephen? What's yours?
I think that we really have to pay attention to the quality of the account. Like, are they the best fit for our agency? Are they the best fit for our time, effort, and energy, or the type of service we provide? Every agency is independent, meaning they get to pick their target client. But yet some of us pick all the clients and then get mad when we can't retain them. So I think we need to take a look at, first of all, the quality of the account, or is the account the right fit for the culture of the agency? And also agency standards. Like, what are some of the minimum limits which we should be writing? What is some of the endorsements that we're going to quote every time? How do we really help the client understand what a good policy looks like and why? And I think a lot of agents struggle with even explaining insurance in plain English. They're like comprehensive. And I'm like, "Okay, what does that mean?" Right. I mean, obviously I know what it means, but I get to play dumb a lot in role play. And I'm like, yes, it covers everything. And they're like, well, no, not everything. Like if you hit something, then that's collision. I'm like, but you just said comprehensive, and to me, comprehensive means everything.
Everything.
It's all covered. And they're like, no. Or like water seepage. And I'm like, so if the water comes out of my bathtub and causes damage, they're like, no. I'm like, well, then where does the water seep from? So I think that really getting comfortable with explaining coverage to the client in plain English, helping them understand what they're buying, making sure we're setting those standards because they're pretty much boundaries of what we do and don't want. And really look for like the chronic non-pay, the monoline that doesn't want anything else, the high effort, low reward client. And if they're not a good fit for the agency, find an agency for them that they are a good fit for.
Mm. Well, I also think with the standards too, it helps guide your team where to spend their time and their energy. So, the time vampire clients are real and they always come to suck out all of your time. And we don't even want referrals from them. It's true. So then, as many of you might have guessed, my favorite is the annual renewal review. And somebody the other day, I was working on like rolling this out with an agency, and they're like, this is just another new thing we have to do. And I was like, hold up, hold up. It's actually the most traditional thing on the face of the planet. There's nothing new. We just stopped doing them in insurance because so many things got automated and took over. But your captive agents do this all the time because they have one market. So they have to make it really hard and awkward to break up with. So the renewal review is a very traditional thing, not something new that needs to be done. But I think that there's all this head trash that happens with renewal reviews. So people are just going to want to talk about price. That's false because when you call them, you're being of service. When they call you, they're all twisted up about their premiums and yelling and screaming and not happy, right? When you call them, it's about how their life has changed and what insurance they need. When they call you, you've got no shot at increasing coverage because they're pissed off about rate, right? So it's also too one of the things where we see all the time, like it's hard to cross sell because, there's a million things going on. Well, when you have your plan, you have a plan to cross sell. So if you think about it, wouldn't we all want to get an annual call from our agent? Doesn't mean that everybody does it. And this is another like little twist I always get, which is nobody picks up the phone. That means your client has a job. Jobs are helpful to pay for insurance. But what we see is somewhere between like 42 to 50% of people actually call back, right? So they don't pick up in the moment. And then another false belief on renewal reviews is they're going to take so much time. Well, how long does it take to leave a voicemail? Minute? Okay. The average renewal call is somewhere between 10 to 15 minutes. If your renewal call, by the way, world record was over 2 hours that we picked up on a recorded phone call. And the call was all over the place. Like there was no rhyme or reason to it. Like, and the person was clearly retired because they had 2 minutes to sit on the phone and talk about their insurance. That's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to get in, out, check, make updates, and move on to the next one. And I think if we really, really thought about it, doing these renewal reviews is the reason why we should be here for our customer. My mom doesn't know to tell you when she becomes retired and is driving less, right? My hairdresser doesn't know to tell you that her daughter started doing eyelashes in the back and could poke somebody's eyeball out with the little thingies. So what kind of agent do we want to be? And when people fight me and say, I give good customer service, but they don't do proactive renewal reviews, and then they give me the bitter beer face, like, we can't call our customers. Like, but you give good service. It's like, well, no, when they ask me for things, I do them. And I go, they don't know what to ask. And the last thing I'll leave you guys with on this is that I've many times walked into agencies where people will tell me that this is a cold call. And I just want to reiterate, calling your current customer is not cold. In fact, they are paying you, which is the definition of smoking hot, warm. Like they give you money. That's not a cold call. A cold call would be somebody who's never heard from you before, from Adam, and you're trying to get them to come in. So, in my head, I just don't understand why people wouldn't make renewal calls, other than the fact, which we will unpack in a future one, like the terror that everybody will walk out. Like you're going to make renewal calls. Is everybody going to leave? The answer is, if you ask them to make renewal calls and they quit, that's a blessing. You're saying you don't want to make sure your clients have the right insurance. No. Okay. Let's move on. So those are our top ways. But remember, guys, you're not alone. You can come out here and we've got video training. We've got live virtual training with Sarah. Gina can help you with your renewal process. Stephen and I can help really dive deep with your team on getting them to make renewal calls. So if you're sitting there thinking, this is all awesome, I need some help, we got you. Check us out and make sure that you're thinking about what's best for your customer, not necessarily what your team thinks they can or cannot do in this time frame. Most of the team can do a lot more with a positive attitude and some training. So that's my 2 cents. Anybody have anything to add? I'm going to take that as no. So we're going to talk about navigating insurance renewal premium fluctuations. So you have some people going up, you've got some people going down. We're going to talk about the pros and cons of what you can do if rates are up or down to make your retention efforts really awesome. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you in the next podcast.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. It is so fun giving you guys tips and tricks every single, week out there. Remember, you can find us on social media for updates. You can like or comment on this podcast or video, and we're here for you. And check out our website. There's a ton of tools. We have over 1,000 blogs on our website. We have over 1,000 videos on YouTube. You can search and find answers to your top questions. But also, if you need a little bit more help, you want a best friend that's there cheerleading for you, giving you the guidance that you need, and being there on some of those tough days, let us know. We'd love to meet your agency and learn if we're a good fit. All right, signing off. Go sell insurance.